Thank you for visiting the Duke Career Center Career Hub. In this presentation, we will be learning how to understand and read an offer letter. At any point in this presentation, please note you can pause and view the slides in their entirety. If at any point you have any questions, always remember you can visit Handshake to schedule an appointment with a career advisor. Offer letter basics. Receiving an offer letter from an employer or recruiter is an exciting time. It means your skills and expertise are valuable and the company wants to hire you. In this guide, we'll go over what's typically included in a job offer letter, along with how you can respond to one. While job offer letters will vary from company to company, most of them will contain some common things. Here's an example of some of the common things you should expect to find: the job title, job description, salary, work schedule, time off, benefits package, reporting structure, and termination conditions. Please remember at any point while reviewing your job offer letter, should you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the HR department to discuss and review any questions that you may have. Now let's break down some different areas within the offer letter. First, we'll start with compensation. Compensation is how you will be paid. It can be salary, equity, commission, or some combination of the three, all of which can be negotiated. Remember, this is the amount that you can expect to make on a yearly basis. Also included should be any bonuses or commissions that go along with the job. In terms of bonuses, this is a significant form of compensation in many companies. So if it's part of your contract, you'll want to find out if they are discretionary or guaranteed. Please make sure that you have a full and complete understanding of what a potential bonus means for you before you accept the offer. Always make sure the compensation package meets your expectations. If you discussed it in the interview, confirm the letter has what you agreed upon. If not, reach out to the hiring manager to find out if it's an error. If you didn't discuss salary and the numbers are lower than expected, you have the right to negotiate your salary. You don't want to agree to something that makes you feel undervalued. In the excitement of getting a job offer, it is tempting to gloss over these slightly confusing details, assuming that you'll figure everything out later on down the road. But when it's not spelled out in solid terms, or you don't understand it completely, it can work against you when your expectations aren't met. Again, please make sure you have a full and complete understanding of what each of your compensation terms mean. Always remember, the hiring manager and HR are your friends. Next, we'll talk about benefits. Benefits packages. If these are not clearly outlined in the offer letter, and often they're not, you'll want to seek out information that you need. Ask to review the company's employee handbook for further information on things such as health benefits for you and your dependents, vacation, sick and parental leave, and out-of-pocket expenses. It is possible for many of these topics to be addressed in a second or third round interview, but if there's something you forget to inquire about before you sign and date your contract, this is the time to do it. Here are some examples of additional benefits that can be included within your offer: retirement, health club memberships, continuing education, and flexible spending accounts. As mentioned before, please be sure you pause this presentation to read each of the slides in their entirety. These are the basics, but your employer may provide you with an additional industry-specific benefits. So take a peek at your HR website and see what might be offered to you. Going from leaving these benefits on the table to taking advantage of the savings can be almost like getting a raise. Next, we're going to discuss the non-compete clause. So, non-compete clauses or agreements or NCAs are contracts between an employee or prospective employee and an employer. In short, the employee is agreeing to limit where and how they work in the future, even if they leave their job. NCAs can be used to protect against the loss of key employees, customer lists, price lists, customer relationships, and confidential information, just to name a few. They give companies a peace of mind to invest in training employees and providing them access to important information. From a company's perspective, an NCA makes sense for protecting company assets. For employees, signing an NCA usually has less obvious benefits. However, signing can be a prerequisite for obtaining certain jobs. Sometimes companies will create additional incentives for the employee to sign, such as a signing bonus or increased compensation, but this is more the exception than the rule. Generally, even where companies feel an NCA is necessary, these agreements rarely negatively affect employees. However, there are times where they can create problems. It's important to note that companies, not employees, tend to hold most of the leverage in hiring situations, particularly when entry level or highly coveted positions. Sometimes employees feel pressured into signing an agreement. Other times they just don't read what they sign. In either event, it's crucial to know what you're getting into when signing a binding contract. Not only can NCAs impact your career down the road, it can even subject you to legal action if you violate the terms, even accidentally. It's possible, however, that you'll never come across this type of clause. It's a state by state situation and one that's not highly regarded. Essentially, make sure that you are looking up whether your state is one of the NCA states. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to your hiring manager. Next, we're going to talk about replying to an offer letter. And can you even reply? If you've gotten all your questions about the job answered and you're ready to accept, the next step is writing to the recruiter or the hiring manager, whoever sent you the offer. Don't get too nervous. You're sharing good news here, and it's always exciting. Include a clear, explicit acceptance of the job offer and confirmation of your agreed upon job title and start date. Wrap up with a question about next steps. You can keep the message pretty short. After you send this note, you'll usually need to more formally accept the offer by signing a contract. So keep an eye on your inbox or however they say it will be sent. Here's an example of what an acceptance email could look like. Hello, Joan. Thanks again for sharing the details of the offer letter with me yesterday. After reviewing the terms, I'm thrilled to accept the position of Associate Product Manager. I'm excited about this opportunity and can't wait to join the team on September 3rd. Please let me know what the next steps are and if there's anything I can do or sign prior to onboarding. Best, Blue Devil the Third. Now, maybe after interviewing, you realize this role isn't the right fit, or maybe the stars have aligned and you have more than one offer to choose from. It's a wonderful problem to have, but it also means you have to turn one down. Rejection is hard no matter which side you're on, but even if you feel like an employer invested a lot of time and effort pitching the job to you, no is a part of the job search process on both sides. So keep your email short and sweet. You want to sound appreciative, but not draw it out too much. Here's an example of what a decline of offer email could look like. Hello, Joan. Thank you again for the opportunity to meet the team last week. It was great learning more about the communications manager position from everyone, and I was excited to receive the job offer. However, after careful consideration, I've decided this role isn't the fit for my career goals at this time. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and I hope I'll have the chance to work with you in the future. Please keep in touch. Sincerely, Blue Devil the Third. Now, some organizations will send you every detail you could possibly need to make the decision right off the bat, but many don't, and you'll need to ask for more information or more time to make your final decision. When you're asking for more information, make sure your question is clear and framed in a way that indicates not having this information is preventing you from making a decision about the offer. If you're looking for more time, most recruiters will happily accommodate a week from the verbal offer. If you're wanting another offer, if you're waiting for another offer, inform the company immediately that you have an offer on the table to try to speed up the process. It's up to them to rush a competing offer out to you. If it's not a priority for them, then unfortunately the offer may not have been in the cards to begin with. Here's an example of a need more time or info email. Hello, Joan. I was very excited to get your call and receive the job offer for the sales trainer position. I'd like to make a well-informed and thoughtful decision about this and would appreciate the opportunity to chat with a couple more team members to get a better sense of the culture of the company. Would this be possible to arrange? To give me more time to learn about the role, can I get back to you on the offer by the 15th? Thank you in advance for your help with this. Best, Blue Devil the Third. Nothing shakes up a job offer quite like negotiating salary. PTO, benefits, remote work options are pretty much anything else, but it's fairly common and employers won't be shocked or offended. Most of the negotiation should happen over the phone with details confirmed in email. But to initiate this whole process, you'll need to set up the call first. Here's what an I'd like to negotiate email could look like. Hello, Joan. Thank you so much for offering me the people operations role. I had a great time meeting everyone, and I'm excited about the prospect of joining the team. After reviewing the offer, I had a few questions I wanted to run by you, particularly about the base salary and relocation process. Would you have time this week to discuss? I'm free most afternoons around 1 p.m. Sincerely, Blue Devil the Third. I've given you a couple of examples on how to provide feedback or reply back to your offer letter. Now, remember, negotiating is part of the process. Declining a job offer is also part of the process, and asking for more time to make an informed decision is also part of the process. Wrap up this whole process now and put a bow on it, or ask for whatever it is you need to make your choice. No more procrastinating. Go and send that email. It's basically written for you already in these examples. Lastly, we'll address a couple of frequently asked questions. Listed below are some resources to explore some commonly asked questions. We've broken it down into understanding benefits packages as well as negotiating salary. Be sure to click on these articles provided to us by the Muse to get more information on some of these questions that you may still have lingering. Always remember we're here for you at the Duke Career Center. Creating an appointment is easy as visiting Handshake, deciding what type of appointment you need, and setting up that appointment. We're here to discuss and help you through this process. It is a sometimes anxious process, but fear not, we're here for you to help you through it. Thank you so much for taking the time to read through how to understand and read an offer letter.